Right and wrong. That's a tough one. Very basic, but very tough. Right, I think it depends on what your background is, what your moral set is. Um, for me, it would be quite different than for someone else. It's the way you've been raised. The ethical standards that you've been held to or choose to hold yourself to. So I think it's extremely variable. Can't tell you.
That's a good question. There's a lot of debates. If everyone knew what that definition was, I don't think there'd be as many political protests, pro-choice, pro-life, all that good stuff. So I'm really not in a position to say what is right or wrong. I think right and wrong is a matter of perspective, really. Like, it's all perspective, really.
Okay. I guess this isn't something I ever really explicitly think about. Usually I just go with my feelings.
Yeah, and I think context matters too. I don't think there's any definitive right or wrong for anything. It really depends on the situation.
All right, so right is that which agrees with the person or group. Wrong is that which does not.
It sounds like such an easy question, but it's really not. This idea of what is right and what is wrong. I don't know. I want to say there's really nothing that's right and wrong, because anything could be argued as to be right just as well as it could be argued to be wrong. So I think people know what is inherently right or wrong within their own immediate reality. So in the general sense, it's hard to decipher. We have to, though. If we didn't, it'd just be chaos. Then again, it does cause a lot of chaos too. So how would I define right or wrong? I guess I wouldn't define it. I'd let somebody else define it for themselves. So.
Going to a Jesuit school, going to Seattle University, they would probably want me to answer this well. But I'm just going to answer it how I think I should. I would say doing what is right would be measuring the impact it has on others. And if something goes too far to harming others, I believe that would be considered wrong. And I want to keep it broad, but yeah.
I think it depends on what you personally believe. I think if you go to different neighborhoods across America, they'll have completely different answers. So I think it has to do with your morals and your upbringing, but basically, right is what you feel good about, and wrong is things you know you shouldn't do.
It's basically just a stigmatic thing. It's your social environment. It's right and wrong. Like she said, it's a neighborhood thing.
Right and wrong is basically a simple definition. If you feel what you are doing in your body, it tingles, you have to listen to your body. If it feels wrong, then it's wrong. If it's what you know in terms of the things that people told you that are right or wrong, you know what those things are wrong. But I think generally it comes down to sort of how your body reacts and what it goes through when you're undertaking that decision to do something. And if your body tells you it's wrong, then it's wrong.
Right, maybe it's something that can
be good for you and for other people without annoying or bugging anyone. So if it's good for you and it's not bad for others, this is right.
I agree. Knowing that we come from Italy, and so we know that many things connected to the church are not always the best ones for all the population or all the people in, for example, in Italy.
Yes, like sacred doesn't mean it's right. So it can be sacred for some people, but not for others.
Okay. That's all.
I cannot come up with a general definition of how I define what's right or wrong. There are questions of philosophy, for instance, that are beyond my ability by quite a bit, actually.
So how do I define right and wrong? I really think that is a seriously individual question. And, well, I got to think about this quote that I read from Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. What is right and what is wrong? Need we ask anyone to tell us these things? Not knowing, it's okay. It's not really that important to know. You go back to the question of right and wrong and spirituality and morals, and these things happen, golly, from so many doggone influences that it's really up to one's individual responsibility to define that and, more importantly, to live that. Did that make any sense?